Good morning, everybody. As you know, I'm a teacher of English, and I love English, and I love teaching it. But even I have to admit that sometimes learning English, can drive you crazy. Because there are so many things in English that are illogical and just don't make sense. So, today I'm going to share with you some frustrating things about learning English, and some unusual things too. Crazy English. Let's look at pronunciation. The letters A-I-D can be pronounced as laid, laid an egg, paid, paid money, said, no, it's said. Said rhymes with E-A-D, bread. But E-A-D in the next word is not bed, but bead. Bead rhymes with lead. But if you use the same spelling, it can also be pronounced as lead, which is a kind of metal. How do you remember all these different pronunciations and spellings? A tear, you shed a tear when you're sad. Tear is also the name of different levels, different layers. For example, different levels on a cake. But then the word T-E-A-R can also be pronounced as tear. Tear, tear. Same spelling, different pronunciation, different meanings. Why do we pronounce the GH in this word as tough? Why do we pronounce the letter O as I, women? Why do we pronounce the TI as sh, nation? And does this mean that this animal is a fish? Spelled this way, G-H-O-T-I. Look at this word, 5 letters. We have 5 letters in this word. Why do we only pronounce the first letter, Q? The other letters are useless. And do we pronounce this as Q? No. Quai? No. It's pronounced as key. Why? This first word, how do we say it? It's a level in the army, a rank of soldier. You wouldn't believe it, it's pronounced lieutenant with an F. Lieutenant. Where's the F? Where the F is the F. The other one is colonel. No L in the middle. Colonel. Why is it spelled with an L if there's no L in the pronunciation? This word means to get together romantically with somebody, to have a nice romantic meeting. How do we pronounce it? It's not rendezvous, it's rendezvous. Why do we spell it with a Z and an S? It doesn't make sense. This word, does anybody know the meaning of this word? Monosyllabic. This word means words with only one syllable. For example, cat, dog, hit, see, love. One syllable. But then why does the word in English meaning only one syllable have 5 syllables? It doesn't make sense. Then, there's a lot of trouble with the spelling and pronunciation of place names. For example, the first place here is pronounced Edinburgh. Not Edinburgh, Edinburgh. Then we have Worcester, Leicester, Bicester, Omar, and Bewley. Bewley. Not Bowlia. Bewley. Strange. Let's go to America. The first state is called Kansas, so the second state must be called Arkansas, right? No, it's Arkansas. Then we have Boise, Worcester again, Louisville, and Des Moines. Spelling and pronunciation, very different. Often, in English, we change the pronunciation of the same word depending on whether it's a verb or a noun. For example, the bandage was wound around his wound. The farm was used to produce produce. Produce, produce. Same words, but verb and noun are pronounced differently. We must polish the Polish furniture. Polish, Polish. This one's interesting. The soldier decided to desert his dessert in the desert. Desert means run away. So he ran away from his pudding in the desert. The soldier decided to desert his dessert in the desert. And he thought it was time to present the present to his friend. Present the present to his friend. How do we learn this language when the same word has different pronunciations? How do we say this letter? What's this letter? W. Why isn't it double V? Look at the letter. It's kind of odd. This word, this sentence, I never said she stole my money. If you read it like many students, like a machine, I never said she stole my money, you can't get the meaning. Actually, this can have 7 different meanings depending on which words you stress. For example, I never said she stole my money, but Peter said it. I never said she stole my money. At no time did I say it. I never said she stole my money. I wrote it. I never said she stole my money, but I did say Peter stole it. I never said she stole my money. I meant she just borrowed it, not stole it. I never said she stole my money, but she did steal your money. I never said she stole my money, but she took my mobile phone. One sentence, 7 different meanings, depending on your stress. So when you are talking English, stress is very important. Don't speak like a robot. You can't get your meaning across. Let's look at some strange vocabulary. Here's a hamburger. Where's the ham? There's no ham in hamburger. Here's an eggplant, a very tasty vegetable. There's no egg in it. Where's the egg? What's the egg? Pineapple. Very nice, juicy fruit. There's no pine in a pineapple. There's no apple in a pineapple. So why is it a pineapple? I have no idea. Here's a guinea pig. So cute. It doesn't come from Guinea, and it's not a pig. So why do we call it a guinea pig? I have no idea. Let's look at this sentence. She's pretty. Pretty means beautiful. It's an adjective. She's quite pretty. Not so beautiful, just a little pretty. Pretty can also be an adverb which means quite. So you can say she's pretty pretty. Pretty means quite, so you could say she's pretty smart. She's pretty clever. Quite. But it also means we can say she's pretty ugly. That means she's quite ugly. But pretty also means beautiful. So she's beautiful ugly. Doesn't make sense. Jail is the American English word for prison. They both mean the same, jail and prison. But if you add ER to both words, they become different. A jailer is different from a prisoner. But jail and prison are the same. A jailer is the person in charge, the prisoner is the criminal. Why? Both add ER. Look at these words. Horror means you are very afraid. Horrible, horrific. They're all terrible words. But terror also means afraid. Terrible, also afraid. Terrific means great. Fantastic. Wow, this is terrific. Why doesn't it follow the pattern? Very strange language, English. Why does my nose run, but my feet smell? Usually your nose smells, and your feet run. But here in English, my nose runs and my feet smell. Very strange. I'm going to do my housework and then finish my homework. House, home, don't they mean the same thing? And yet housework and homework are very different. Recently I read a sentence and it had double words in it. That, had. Now I know in Cantonese you often do this. You say, let me see, let me play. Okay? But English, why do we have double words? Look at this sentence I read recently about President Obama and his HOPE campaign. I can't believe that hope Obama had had little positive effect on his country in the end. That's a grammatically correct sentence. That's a terrific sentence. It's not a horrific sentence, it's a terrific sentence. But why do we have double words? And how do you learn this as an English learner? Crazy language. Short forms. What is the short form of have not? How do we make this a short form? Actually, there's two ways. I haven't seen him for a long time, or I've not seen him for a long time. How do we learn this language when there are so many different choices? And why can we not put short forms at the end of a sentence? For example, you've got more money than we've. Why can't we have we've at the end of the sentence? Because this language is crazy. How many people are in this sentence? He told him that he heard him say he loved him. How many people are we talking about? Well, it could be two. John told Peter that John heard Peter say Peter loved John. Two people. It could be six. John told Peter that Simon heard Calvin say Gary loved Alex. Wow, how do we know? So, pronouns. Be very careful when you repeat pronouns. It may not be so clear. Punctuation. Very important. It can totally change the meaning of a sentence in English. Look at this sentence. A woman without her man is nothing. Punctuation can give you different meanings. For example, a woman without her man is nothing. That means a woman has to have a man, or she's nothing. Men are greater than women. Do you agree? Well, let's change the punctuation. A woman without her man is nothing. Same sentence, different punctuation, totally different meaning. Here, the woman is strong. Without the woman, the man is nothing. Same sentence. Let's eat, students. Can you imagine what I'm going to do with this? One punctuation. Let's eat, students. Yeah, let's have our lunch. Or, let's eat, students. They're very tasty, very juicy, lots of meat. I would like juice and water with ice. What do I want? Put a comma here, and I want water and juice mixed together with ice. Move the comma here. I would like juice and water with ice. Add more commas again, 2 commas. I would like juice and water with ice. Punctuation tells you what you want. So learning English can drive you crazy. And I really sympathize with you when you are learning English and you have crazy rules like this to follow. I'm going to finish by reading you a poem that shows you how crazy English is. I'm going to read this poem slowly because even for a native speaker like me, I can make mistakes with this poem. So here we go. It's called Chaos. Chaos means crazy. I take it you already know of tough and bow and cough and dough. Others may stumble, but not you, on hiccup, thorough, loch and through. Well done, and now you wish perhaps to learn of less familiar traps. Beware of herd, a dreadful word that looks like beard and sounds like bird. And dead, it's said like bed, not bead. For goodness sake, don't call it deed. Watch out for meat and great and threat. They rhyme with sweet and straight and debt. A moth is not a moth in mother, nor both in bother, broth in brother. And then there's dose and rose and lose. Just look them up. And goose and choose. And cork and work and card and ward. and font and front, and word and sword, and do and go, and thwart and cart. Come, come, I've hardly made a start. A dreadful language? Man alive. I'd mastered it when I was 5. So I hope you agree that English can be crazy, it can also be fun. Thank you very much.